I have listed these more or less in order of importance, at least what I feel to be their relative importance or their relative significance. So I've begun with the rituals of propitiation, and I've then mentioned the rituals of purification, the rituals of affirmation and reconfirmation. And then we move on to the really life-changing rituals, the more important rituals, the rituals of initiation, the rituals of passage, if you like, entrance and transcendence. And in this case, of course, we're talking about rituals that mark an important change in our lives, an important change in our position vis-a-vis other people, vis-a-vis the world, vis-a-vis the practice, vis-a-vis the religion, in relation to the religion. So, of course, all of you will understand, all of you will see immediately when I use the term initiation that here I have in mind such rituals as the ritual of initiation or empowerment within the Vajrayana tradition. But of course, the Vajrayana initiation is not the only initiation, not the only ritual of initiation that exists within the Buddhist tradition. We also have and have had from the beginning the ritual of going for refuge, the ritual of becoming a monk, the monastic ordination ritual, the ritual of generating the Enlightenment thought, bodhicitta, the ritual of taking the bodhisattva vows. All of these are life-changing rituals. They mark the change from the status of an ordinary person to the status of a follower of the Buddha teaching, a follower of the path shown by the Buddha. They mark the transition from an ordinary layperson to a member of the Sangha, a member of the monastic order. They mark the transition of a person who strives for the sake of himself to a person who follows the Mahayana path and strives for the benefit of all sentient beings. And they mark the passage of an ordinary person to the status of a practitioner of the Vajrayana. They mark one's entrance into the mandala, one's entrance into the sacred universe, the purified vision. So these rituals of initiation and, if you like, transcendence, going beyond, moving beyond one's former status to a new status, to a new state of being, these are the most important rituals in Buddhism. Their importance is also indicated by the fact that in many cases they are marked by an actual change of name, so that quite often when one becomes a Buddhist, one receives a Buddhist name. So one's name is changed. It signifies a new birth, a transformation, a transcendence of one's former state. Just like we might say that formerly one was a caterpillar and now one is a butterfly. So one receives a new name, moves from one status to another. The same is the case when one receives ordination as a monk or nun. One usually receives a new name. When one is initiated into the mandala of one of the major deities, one receives a secret name. So this change of name signifies the transition. Now, of course, we might also mention various other rituals which mark changes in one's status, but these are the most important for religious practice, these rituals of transformation, these rituals of transcendence. So what are the benefits of these rituals? What do these rituals do for us? Why are they beneficial? Why are they important? Well, I think I've already indicated some of the basic benefits of rituals. They let us know what to do. They help us to find our place, first of all, within society, within the social world, within the context of social relations. Then they help us to find our place within the context of a religious path, within the context of a process of liberation, a process of spiritual development. So they help us to find our place, to identify our own role within this larger process. So first of all, when we recite the refuge formula, when we participate in the ritual of refuge taking, we identify ourselves as a member of the Buddhist community. We already become a member, we already belong. From being outsiders, we begin to participate in the Buddhist Sangha, because of course the Sangha is fourfold. It includes laymen and laywomen as well. So from the moment that we take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we become practicing Buddhists. We find our place, we find our role, so to speak, within the Buddhist community. And this is amplified and this is specified as we proceed, as we progress through the various rituals of affirmation and confirmation. We find our place within the community. So when we generate the Enlightenment thought and take the vows of a Bodhisattva, we find our place within the community known as sons and daughters of the Buddha. We join, so to speak, another family, a family of the Bodhisattvas. When we receive tantric initiation, Vajrayana initiation, we join the family of Vajra brothers and sisters. We attain a new role, a new position. So that through all these rituals we participate. We participate in this process of liberation, of emancipation, this movement toward enlightenment. And finally, when we have received the highest teachings and the highest initiations, when we are authorized to see ourselves as nothing short, nothing less than an enlightened one, nothing less than a Buddha in our own right, then rituals become also a doorway to mastery, a doorway to freedom, a doorway to dominion, in the sense that we then become owners of that purified vision. We then become the center of that sacred universe when we meditate and visualize ourselves in the form of one of the yidams. We sit in the center of that celestial mansion, in the center of that purified universe. Then the ritual becomes a key to sovereignty, to mastery over the whole universe of appearance. That is what the Vajra that we hold in meditation, that is what it signifies. It signifies mastery, dominion over the universe. And we've been able to do this thanks to ritual in an ideal way, in a way that doesn't involve negative elements, that doesn't involve negative entanglements, that doesn't involve obstacles that arise when action is done within